Here's how it is. The year is 2023, and for the very first time, a new Who trading card set containing sketch cards comes out produced by Rittenhouse Archives. Sketch cards are reported to fall one sketch every 3 cases, and the bar of excellence for cards to be approved appears to be high. Very few sketch cards containing likeness of 2 actors ever get produced, and this one just might be the best of them all. You are looking at the 10th Doctor holding his daughter Jenny in his arms. What makes this series 1-4 pack-inserted sketch card even more special is that this was the first sketch card set that Lisa Sikorsky, who painted this card in gouache, participated in, making it a remarkable debut appearance on the sketch card scene. Oh, and one last thing. This card was actually intended to be displayed horizontally as seen in the TV show, but as it turns out, the card can be displayed in both orientations. Masquerade, every face a different shade. Masquerade, look around, there's another mask behind you. That's the Phantom of the Opera song that comes to my mind every time I look at this card, as the resemblance to the musical ball scene is striking, if I do say so myself. You are looking at the Clockwork Robot from one of the most iconic Doctor Who episodes of all time, Season 2, Episode 4, The Girl in the Fireplace. As of the time of the recording in 2025, there was no Sophia Myles as Madame de Pompadour's sketch or auto cards, which makes getting a Clockwork Robot sketch possibly the best option for those looking to have a card reminding them of that episode. This series 1-4 pack-inserted sketch card was skillfully done by the well-known in the sketch card space duo of Adam and Becca Cleveland. Skobotronoflo Joko Fototou. You're looking at a member of the Judoon race known for being a mercenary police force in Doctor Who. And they talk funny like I just did. They made their first appearance in New Who in the very same episode that introduces the brilliant Martha Jones character as a companion. I like when artists do something interesting with the background in a way that fits the character. My guess is we either see an explosion in the background or an astronomical body through a spacecraft window. Doctor Who Series 1-4 pack-inserted sketch card, done by Tirso Janetta. The silence must fall when the question is asked. On the fields of Trenzalore, at the fall of the 11th, when no living creature may speak falsely or fail to answer, a question will be asked. A question that must never ever be answered. But we're not there yet. The date is July 16th, 1969, and astronaut Neil Armstrong is about to take the first step on the moon. This is the exact frame taken from when the Doctor is having a stare down with the Silence, who indeed take their name seriously. Pack-inserted sketch done by Jamieson Murdoch, one of 5 horizontal ones he did for the Doctor Who Series 5-7 set, and I have 3 out of those 5. Don't blink, don't even blink, blink and you're done. It's just a statue, but only when you see it, the lonely assassins they used to call them. Creature from another world, and it's fast, faster than you can believe. You are looking at a weeping angel, one of the 3 most well-known enemies of the Doctor, next to the Cyberman and the Daleks. Angels made their first appearance in the episode Blink, probably the most famous Doctor Who episode of all time. Love the choice of the background here, because it's one that could be seen indoors, possibly even the basement from that very episode. Pack-inserted sketch card from Series 1-4 set by Tirso Janetta. In the Doctor Who lore, that which holds an image of an angel becomes itself an angel, and I leave you ponder with that. Now, what's special about the sketch cards of many of the monsters is that they're pretty much timeless in that regardless of which era of Doctor Who you watch, you are likely to come across that monster. Like for example the Cybermen, which this card portrays by the way, have been seen going back to 1966 and can be seen in all the New Who seasons except for seasons 3 and 11. So this one is a Series 1-4 Artist Return sketch card by Marsha Dye. Here the backgrounds, shades and the hand pose all create an ominous vibe and add to an overwhelming feeling of proper imminent danger, which is exactly in line with how you'd feel at some point when watching one of the brilliant episodes with Cyberman. If you are limited to only one sketch of a monster, a sketch of a Dalek is the one you'd want to have. Daleks are the arch-enemies of the Doctor and everyone else for that matter. They fought the Time Lords in the last Great Time War, causing incomprehensible destruction and leaving the Doctor thinking he's the last of his kind by the end. Daleks played a big part in the two best episodes in my book, namely The Asylum of the Daleks and the 50th anniversary special. Dalek sketch cards, although released in both sets so far, are extremely hard to come by due to rarity. As far as I know, there were no Oswin Dalek sketch cards produced to this day, which I'd love to be wrong about as I look forward to this the most. Speaking of this sketch, I love the clear sky background here because it lets you imagine you stumbled across the Dalek when on a stroll, which if you couldn't tell is not an encounter you'd be looking forward to. This sketch was skillfully done by Scott Rory as part of the series 1-4 set. Rittenhouse Archives Doctor Who Series 5-7 set released in 2024 followed the previous Series 1-4 and 11-12 releases. The reported sketch card odds this time around were one sketch every 2 cases, although my feeling is that they underpromised and over-delivered. My gut is telling me that the sketch cards could be almost as common as one every case, which would be still pretty rare in and of itself. The number of boxes was reduced though to 4,000 from 5,000 last time, with each case having 12 boxes. With the stats and odds now out of the way, this is a pack-inserted Series 5-7 sketch by Jamison Murdoch. It brilliantly depicts the scene from the Series 5, Episode 9 of the Doctor taking a look at the piece of the shrapnel pulled from the crack in the wall, and in my collection it constitutes part of the Pandorica Opens story arc. Here we've got something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. Trading cards cover iconic vehicles in many franchises, and with most of these you can't get an autograph of the vehicle itself because it hasn't been played by a person, which makes vehicles ideal subjects for sketch cards as many collectors would love to have one to go next to their autograph cards collection. This was exactly my thinking, and this is the first Doctor Who sketch card that I got which started my Doctor Who sketch card journey. It's a Series 1-4 pack-inserted sketch card done by Chris Meeks, one of the 3 TARDISes he did for the set. Tell me, were you watching closely? Notice the placement of the Doctor Who logo, which to my mind indicates that maybe the TARDIS was actually meant by the artist to be displayed in a more distressed, upside-down way. Dalek ships and cyber ships, Sontaran, 4 battle fleets, Terileptil, Slivin, Chelonian, Nestin, Dravin, Sycorax, Himogath, Zygon, Atraxi, Draconian, they are all here for the Pandorica. Oh boy, what an episode that was. And the legendary delivery of the Doctor's speech on top of Stonehenge, unforgettable. With sketch cards, once in a blue moon you'll come across a sketch that can serve as a glue connecting many various sketches together to tell a bigger story. So, with so many monsters coming out to get the Doctor, naturally the monsters that are seen right next to the Pandorica are prime candidates to be displayed next to this sketch. Pandorica was hidden right under the Stonehenge, but to my knowledge there are no Doctor Who Stonehenge sketch cards out there. But I have a sketch card of a stone circle from another franchise, and I occasionally display it above the Pandorica sketch, as I think these two go nicely together. Pack inserted Series 5-7 Pandorica sketch by Jamison Murdoch. Doctor, the word for healer and wise man throughout the universe. We got that word from him, you know. Come on then, the Doctor will see us now. Raggedy man, madman with a box, the one thing you never put in a trap. I mean, the show just doesn't get better than during his tenure. Pack inserted sketch from Series 5-7 set by Wesley Smith. I was super stoked about this one having the sonic screwdriver pictured, because it goes great on display next to my sonic prop replica. I also love displaying it next to my Pandorica sketch and pretending that the Doctor is scanning the Pandorica, although he wore a red bow tie in that episode. Bow ties are cool though. We're all stories in the end, just make it a good one, eh? Because it was, it was the best. The daft old man who stole a magic box and ran away. Matt, we will not forget one line of your run, not one episode. We will always remember when the Doctor was you. Emilia Pond, that's a brilliant name, like a name in a fairy tale. She's the girl who remembered, and then the girl who waited. Kevin Graham, who's a renowned sketch card artist, happens to have an interesting YouTube channel where he shared much of his sketch card work. That includes going over the series 5 to 7 pack-inserted Doctor Who sketch cards that he authored, which this one is one of. This painted Amy is wearing her kisogram outfit from her first episode. Her face is the first face that the 11th Doctor saw, and I love how in return she nicknamed him the Raggedy Man. The clear sky background here goes well with the character, as much of the episode took place with them running around outdoors. Afterward, I'm thinking that maybe, just maybe, if we're patient, the days are coming that we'll never forget. Who knows, we might even go to sea and fight pirates, or save a whale in outer space. Between you and me, in 100 words, where do you think Van Gogh rates in the history of art? This one is a really big one for me. The Vincent and the Doctor episode is one of the most universally beloved Doctor Who episodes, and justifiably so. The actor's likeness here has been captured masterfully, and I love the added Starry Night skyline tribute. When I was a wee bairn, I visited the National Gallery, which is my earliest memory from London, and so when this printing plate became available, I had to try to get it for it to go next to the sketch card. I always display Vincent next to his friend the Doctor. So far, there are no Doctor Who Vincent autograph cards. In situations like these, some collectors, including myself, will look to fill in the gap with a nice sketch card of the character. But I wouldn't rule out the possibility of us getting the Vincent character auto later down the road, which happened before, for example, with Jenny. This sketch card is an artist return sketch from the series 5 to 7 set done by Yara Alves. I like it a lot when the reference picture used to sketch a character can be narrowed down to a particular episode or sometimes even a frame rather than relying on a promo image. This is the 10th Doctor wearing his 3D glasses in the 2006 Army of Ghosts episode. These glasses were used to detect background radiation that clung to individuals or objects that had passed through the void between dimensions. This sketch brings back a lot of good memories, as the peak popularity of 3D coincided with some really cool movies being released during that period, with the best of the bunch having to be the 2010 Tron Legacy. Speaking of 3D, a bit later in 2013 we got the Doctor Who 50th Anniversary Special released in 3D, with the only other episode to date ever released in 3D being the 93 30th Anniversary Special. Artist Return Series 1 to 4 sketch by Norman Jean Faustino. For me, the big TARDIS episode has got to be the Doctor's Wife Series 6 episode. The thought of the old and outdated TARDIS wanting to go see the universe and so stealing herself a Time Lord and running away always brings me a smile. On the off chance that you didn't know, for every Series 1 to 6 episode, there was a corresponding full-featured Doctor Who Confidential episode, providing us with a behind-the-scenes look. If you haven't seen those, it's worth giving it a try, especially the episode that I spoke of. Back to this sketch. It's a Series 1 to 4 pack-inserted sketch by Chris Meeks of the Type 40 TARDIS, and it wraps up my 15 Doctor Who sketch card collection. There is something I didn't get to say to you thus far though. I just wanted to say, hello there dear viewer, it's so very nice to meet you.